Good day, my friends.
Hello.
So, welcome back to the Abernant Adventuring Academy. We last left off where you guys were fighting for your life inside of a cave where you found a small dwarven boy. And you guys had found this cauldron of bubbling liquid that smells like sulfur and is black. And you, Aoife, you specifically saw Maggie get hurt and healed for the time. And you guys were just calming down from your battles, some more than others, because Oswald was going a little crazy.
I'm sorry.
But everything is now calmed down a little bit. You guys are out of initiative.
So you said there's this big black bubbling pot in front of us?
Yep.
For the record, Eva has already touched it.
And we saw what happened that time.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure nobody's touching that shit again.
Can I do like an investigate check on the cauldron?
Yeah.
Cool, because I'm sure this is the first time I'm seeing it.
I would like to sniff the cauldron.
You may sniff the cauldron. It smells like sulfur.
So this is where it's been coming from.
Are we sure that Corvus just didn't fart? Are we sure about that?
Well, we shouldn't rule that out. I've been gassy.
I was hoping that wouldn't be the case, but I suppose it's on the cards now.
You feel like you start to investigate this cauldron, and as you're investigating it, you hear a voice that says, "Come home."
How about no? I assume no one else heard that, right?
Nope, that was in your head.
So I'm just out loud saying, how about no?
I agree. We should probably leave this thing alone. Then
wait,
just takes a few steps back.
You didn't hear that just then?
Hear what? You said no. I agree. No, we shouldn't touch this. Back away.
Okay. So I got close to this thing and somebody told me to come home.
Huh.
Well, that's not normal.
Why would they be telling us to go back to the academy? That makes no sense.
Maybe that would mean the academy.
I forget. Did I tell you guys about that nightmare that I had when, I was asleep and you guys were all fighting one of those things that came out of my fucking mouth?
I think you did. Whole son of the demon lord thing, right?
Yeah, so I have a feeling that might be what's going on here, and I don't rightly know what the right course of action is, so help?
Corvus just puts his hands up and shrugs I'm just a dude.
I mean, I had a mental freak out, I guess. A few seconds. I'm not exactly the right person for emotional support
more
at
than
the
a
moment.
mental freak out, Oswald, but it's okay. I get where you're coming from.
Didn't you just stare at that thing to death?
In a way, yes.
I mean, there is a literal head.
Blade.
There is a literal head at his feet.
Corvus just looks down, looks up. Oh. Right.
Yeah, it wasn't my best moment. I'm not gonna lie.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, Aoife, you touched that liquid beforehand. Is that where these monsters came from?
I think so. I'm not touching it again. Don't make me touch it again.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just...
Can we play Shia's Parchment Boulder to put your hand in it again?
No!
I'm just cautious about... the thing that happened when you and I, touched and I had a surge. I'm wondering if this will be the same sort of thing. If it's going to have like a different reaction just because of what I am. I don't know.
I don't think you should do it. I think we should all walk away from this right now.
Oh, don't have to tell me twice. And Corvus is just
Fucking books it out of there. I'm gonna step a little bit closer. Do I like see anything or hear anything when I look into it?
You
Or
don't
is it
see or hear anything, but you look at the rippling bubbles that are, coming from the cauldron, and you smell the scent of sulfur, and you feel weirdly comforted.
Okay.
Hey,
Oswald?
Erwin?
Yeah.
Yes. No, well, you go first.
This is gonna sound crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. I don't want to say this, but I feel like I belong here. Something about this feels comfortable.
well, then touch it.
Always
Oswald starts to put his hand on your shoulder, but then remembers he got burned last time you tried.
I'm starting to think that, like you touched me, Oswald, and it hurt you, and Aoife, you touched me, and fucking, I don't know what happened, but maybe the reason why we're here is because I'm meant to go home. Maybe I don't belong here. Maybe I'm supposed to go.
Erwin, I live by 3 rules. 1, make sure the pests on the crops don't get to eat anything. Two.
I should have brought a notebook.
You should have brought a notebook. 2, no ice cream before dinner. It's a common rule. And 3, nobody belongs anywhere, which is why you make a place for yourself.
If you want to go there, I'm not going to stop you. But I'm not going to recommend it either.
My worry is if I do go, I don't know if I can come back, or if I can come back. What if I don't come back as me? What if I come back as something bad?
Then just stay here.
Erwin, in your heart of hearts, from what I know of you, in my heart of hearts, there's not a bad bone in your body. So, I have confidence and faith that you come out uncorrupted.
Thank you, Oswald. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just so conflicted. It looks awful. It's disgusting, but it's
it
making me
smells awful.
It makes me feel normal. Like for once, I don't feel nervous or anxious. I just feel normal.
But do you feel happy?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I assume you guys won't be able to come with me, or...
Erwin, remember that dream before the whole Demon Lord Daddy thing? Remember that dream that you said you had? It was a good one. The first that you ever had. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at secrets.
It's fine. It's between you and me, yeah?
Yeah. I'm gonna whisper to you now. Because that was all out loud, and he's gonna just shut up. and he's gonna shoot a glare at Corvus because don't you say a damn thing about what you just heard me say.
Corvus does the like mouth is zipped notion.
So, Corvus, you drop a dart into the bubbling pot, and it seems to disintegrate upon it like sinking into it.
Huh.
Do you remember whispering up? You remember that dream that you said that was the first good dream that you had?
Yeah, I do. But
Does being
what if-
around this make you feel like that?
I don't know. What if the key to saving Ella is in here? What if I can save her by going in?
Do you know that for sure?
Do we know anything for sure, Oswald?
I know that I am your friend. That is for sure.
This whole mission that we've been given, the only things we know for sure is that some students have gone missing and we have to find them. There could be a billion other things about this mission that we have no idea about. What if this is one of them? What if, who knows? Maybe one of the people that we have to find is in here. Whatever it is that spoke to me, it knows me. And I feel like the longer we ignore it, the worse it's gonna get.
Do I hear anything from my sword about going into this thing?
You do not. So unless you speak to him directly, he usually doesn't speak to you unless it's something that's important.
I mean, I'm not hearing any. I'm not exactly hearing any arguments about journeying in there with you right at this moment. Am I? He says that out loud, not directly to any of the people that are next to him.
Just to the sword.
So,
just to the sword.
Let him go, but don't go yourself.
But he's my friend.
Friends sometimes make the worst enemy.
But you're my friend.
I am your friend, but I would never be your enemy.
That sounds like
But
something
you
a
just
potential enemy
said
would say.
You can trust me, but this dude's sketchy.
Owen doesn't hear that, but he just like feels like a sharp like dig in his chest, like, oh, someone just said something bad about me.
Well, that's not nice. I've known these people for a good week. Well,
Yes,
I've known you
and
for
most of
years.
them are good people that you should be trapped. Most of them are people with hearts as pure as yours. But this one was born in the darkness and will return to the darkness.
Was he molded in it?
Raised by it.
He was molded from it.
He didn't see the light until he was barely a man. And by then it was nothing to him but blinding. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, that was what I was going for.
Finally, we have Erwin's Bane arc.
I must save Ella!
Are there any men that look like bats?
You guys, okay? I come here for a good time. I don't need this shit.
How it's supposed to be. You gotta roll with it. Okay.
Don't touch the fucking sugar now.
Bree, do I get the sense that if I like touched it even like a tiny little bit, that it would pull me in?
You don't have any sense of anything other than that it is comforting.
Ah! Fuck.
Corvus
Oh,
just looks like excited to see it happen. He's like, oh man.
Erwin, I have some very unfortunate news. If you go in there, cannot follow you. I will. Can't follow you in there. Unfortunately, my friend doesn't seem to want to go in, so I can't go in there with you.
No, I think you can both fit in the pot. It looks pretty big.
That's not the point.
Is there any kind of like check that I can do besides what I've done already to like learn more about this? Like, I don't know, maybe a religion check?
No.
Bugger.
I
I assume
will.
history wouldn't work either.
I will support you from the. I'll get Caesar so he can,
Oswald,
yes.
you could go with him, but you'd have to leave me behind.
Well, I don't want to go anywhere that you can't. That you're not there with me.
And then now Erwin's confused because he doesn't know who you're talking to.
Corvus blushes.
Oswald, I'm so confused. I thought you couldn't come in with me.
Oh no, my sword told me it's. If it doesn't make sense in context to what I'm saying to you, I've had to explain this a lot to like my siblings and my pa and
Your
some
siblings
people
know?
in general. Oh, my siblings know. Oh, my siblings know. They try to talk to the sword all the time. It's adorable, but they can't hear what he's saying, so I always have to translate. It's weird, but
Were they the ones that brought the sword to you?
oh no, I found the sword.
Gremlins, spawn of the booger eaters. I hate them so much.
That's gotta piss off, surely.
Oswald, if you go in the pot, I'm not holding that sword again.
I mean, he thinks to himself, do I want to play a prank on Corvus? Yes, I do. Here, catch! Throws the sword at him.
I swat it down.
Master Roy!
Like the sword just goes flying through the air. I just
I summoned the sword back to me. I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Fuck you.
I'm not saying sorry to you.
Double fuck you then.
While you guys are like all like laughing and like shouting at each other, Owen's just gonna like very slowly hover his hand over like just very close to the surface.
It do indeed feel warm.
Uh-oh.
If y'all decide to go in there, I'll be around. I'll probably meet back up with you, but I can't go in there. I'll dig into the whole bumpy situation and everything. If y'all go in there.
So, idle question. How is Maggie looking? Like, how is she reacting to this stuff?
So Maggie looks afraid from what happened earlier. She does not look interested in it. She's just sitting there and kind of watching you guys.
I'm gonna go get Caesar.
That's probably for the best. Aoife, could I have
You guys making major story plot decisions while Caesar's out there taking care of the small dwarven boy.
That's why I haven't been participating in the conversation, because I'm all the way on the other side of the cave.
on my way out, I'm gonna kick the dead body of the thing that I killed.
So, before like a kind of a meanwhile moment, can I do some sort of an arcana check to see if I can identify what is causing this dwarf to be in this deep sleep?
You can. You do not know.
Do I recognize this boy at all?
You do not.
Again, he's wearing like a full suit of armor, right?
I think that it was partially removed when Aoife tried to heal him awake, or she tried to awake him somehow. So he's like his clothes, like you've seen his arm and everything.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Bu- 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 All right. Nothing really else I can do until I get called.
Hey, Caesar. Taps you on the head while you're focusing.
Yes. What is it?
So they're over there discussing important things that I kind of had to remove myself from because I can't, be a part of that discussion. Because it sounds like they're leaning towards going into that bubbling pot and whatnot. And
They're going into the bubbling pot.
I think they're going
Why
into.
the fuck would they go into the bubbling pot?
It's
Cannonball!
a discussion. Erwin says he feels comfortable, like he belongs there, and the whole he might be the demon lord's son thing probably plays a part in that.
I step away for 5 minutes, and this happens. All right, let's go.
Well,
Grab the boy.
I can't go in there. I'll watch the boy while y'all are in there, but
Well, I'm not planning on going in. I'm going to tell them not to until we figure out what it is. I'll be back.
Okay. Start
Out of the corner of your eye, you see a blur of auburn.
poking the kid's cheek while he's asleep.
We just hear like the fucking scraping of the claws against the floor,
It's the stone, yeah.
just echoing through the cave.
As I turn the corner, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Hey, Caesar, you're about to miss the great diving contest. Everyone's going to go in the pot.
Do not go in there until we can identify what it is, please.
Caesar, I'm trying. Okay, I've tried. I've looked into it. It told me to come home. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared, but I feel comfortable, and I'm clueless. I don't know
All right.
what I am.
All right, relax. Can I? Alright, I'd like to. I'm gonna spend a spell slot to cast Detect Magic. Is the cauldron giving off any magical auras?
So it is. So you can basically tell that this is a portal to what you can assume to be some part of the plane of dreams. However, you also don't enough about portals to know that this could literally lead anywhere in the plane of dreams. And it could be that this is like a portal to the bottom of an ocean or a portal to it could be literally anywhere. So you don't know what's going to be on the other side.
All right. I don't suggest going in there just yet. This could be a portal to literally anywhere. So if you are going to jump in, which I don't suggest you do, we really need to figure this out before we do any rash decisions.
Well, what if, and just hear me out,
Corvus,
what if
every
we
time you say this, I do not like the answer that follows.
Great, you're going to hate this one even more, I guarantee it. What if we just, like, one of us just sticks our head in and we just take a peek around?
I don't want you guys to do that. Okay, if any of you guys do that and something else bad happens, we saw what happened when Aoife tried it. If anything happens to any of you guys, I won't be able to forgive myself. I'm the one who's being told to come home by this thing. So if anyone's got to do it, it should be me.
Alright, guess we can dunk him in. Yeah, sure, that's fine.
I'm not suggesting you dunk me in. Just
Oh,
let me do it at my
nuts.
own pace. Do you have something against me?
What? Absolutely not. I'm just excited for adventure.
Right. Caesar, Oswald and I were discussing the possibility that I don't know how much of a stretch it is or if it's even a possibility at all, but what if there's something that can be done to save Ella if I go through here?
And what if it kills you?
If it kills me, then
Then nothing. That's the end of discussion. You're not going in.
Alright, sounds settled to me.
Look, Erwin. I know. I know what it's like to not know where you belong. Trust me, I do. But you can't just jump in without knowing what you're getting into first. You jump in, you get yourself jump in not knowing what you're getting yourself into, you can get yourself killed. And you're worth more to us alive than dead. So please, until we can figure out what exactly this does, where exactly this goes, do not go in there.
Owen's gonna take a step back, plaster himself against the wall and just start weeping because he's so conflicted and so scared, and no one's ever said anything remotely close to what Caesar's just said to him in the past, and he's just gonna be like, okay, but
Caesar's gonna go up to you and just curl up next to you, lay down and put your head put my head on your lap.
oh,
Aoife's gonna kneel down next to you and do her best to try to comfort you, and it's not. She's not the best at it. But she's doing what she can.
Caesar, if we do find out what this thing is, and if there's any chance at all that it won't kill me, do you promise that we can give it a shot?
Absolutely, you have my word.
Okay. Aoife, I know it's probably not the best time for this, but could you take my hand?
Aoife is a bit hesitant, but she nods and holds out her hand.
Wild magic surge. Nothing happens. You feel comforted by each touch.
Okay. I think I'm comfortable enough to leave now. I just wanted to try that to see if anything might happen with the cauldron. We should go.
I'm gonna help him up to his feet.
Okay, we have stuff to do. We can't hang around here anymore.
Yes.
Agreed.
I suggest we go try to find this Joe character that I'm aware of. Perhaps he can help us with this situation.
I like that idea.
As we start to go leave the cave, I'm just gonna turn to Maggie. Just kind of subtly go, come on, let's go. We all walk our way out. I have no clue where the exit is. I don't remember.
Follow the dog.
It's fun playing Maggie because I just follow you while you figure that out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure light has been on my collar, cast on my collar this whole time. So everyone who doesn't have dark vision should be able to see while I'm walking around.
Whoop.
Y'all?
So you guys make it out of the cave, and you see the sleeping dwarven boy on the ground, Oswald keeping watch. Oswald, you see Erwin feeling like kind of down. His shoulders are down. He, looks like he's been through a lot, and so does the rest of your team, really. And you guys have this moment of this beat of silence as you kind of enjoy the post-fight, calmness.
I'd give all of you a big hug if I could, but I'm unable to touch Erwin, and I don't want him to feel excluded. So,
I fashion a pair of gloves or protective clothing so that I can hug Oswald.
it is canonical that Oswald gives the best hugs.
I want an Oswald hug. This will happen.
Highly debatable. I think Caesar gives the best hugs because
Ooh.
he is doggo. It's just a shame that Caesar doesn't give hugs.
Owen doesn't know how to give a good hug.
All right, let's get back to town.
Before we
Well, we
leave,
were-
can I look back and try and hear if I hear any other words coming from within the cave?
No, you don't hear anything.
Okay.
Do I notice
We-
Erwin
we
looking
were-
back at the cave?
Were you hiding it, Erwin?
No.
Then yeah.
I'll just look at him and just shake my head no, don't do it.
All right, somebody help me carry this dwarven boy.
And
I
I
got
believe we were in the middle of chopping down a tree.
I completely forgot that was exactly what we did. Before we went to
I
the
was
cave, we were
going
chopping down a
ham on
tree
that tree.
to get
With-
gold.
The wizard does not forget.
I'll
Wizard is never
I'll
late.
carry the boy. I've got a 12 in
got
strength. That should be enough.
I got his legs. I got a 14 in strength.
Yeah, you guys will be able to carry him very closely because he's not that tall. He's a mountain dwarf, so.
Probably best that I don't carry him with Oswald then in case I
Oh,
accidentally
wait. No, I actually think that's his other character. Hold on. I haven't looked at this.
No, both characters are dwarves.
Oh, okay. Yep, he's a dwarf. So.
Yeah, both are dwarves.
to the tree.
To the tree.
To the tree.
Wait, are we going to the tree or are we looking for?
Now, if I recall correctly, we were working on these trees over here.
This one, yeah.
My axe is still embedded in it.
But do you want my dagger again? My strength is not good enough.
So it takes you
Actually-
guys a while. I'm just gonna say that you guys will eventually cut down a tree.
Well, we had
Alright.
already felled the tree. We were chopping it up. But
Oh,
We
okay.
just cut it. We cut it down and fucked off.
You guys,
Leave it.
That was fun. Let's go do this other thing.
you guys come back. You guys cut up the tree. It does take a little while for this to happen. By the time that it's all cut, it's probably mid to late afternoon.
Man,
Okay. When did we have to go back to Bumpy's again? I forgot.
I don't
End of the day.
remember.
Later in the
End
night,
of the
didn't they?
Later in the night. Okay. Oh boy.
let's go. Let's head back into town, get these bundles sold, make a little bit of extra money, and then go find Bumpy.
Oh, it's been a day.
That it has.
Meow.
Corvus,
Huh?
you weren't actually going to throw me in, were you?
No, I just enjoy playing devil's advocate, which is probably hilarious considering.
Funny.
You
I'm a
know.
tiefling.
He's not the only tiefling, though.
Okay, so you guys successfully make it back to town with others. You are all carrying either a dwarf or a bundle of firewood.
I have already given my voice box back to Erwin.
Okay. You guys make it back and you come to the lumbering shed and you find the woman who loaned you the tools. She is the person who would also buy them from you. Or, well, you guys would sell them to her basically, and you'd be getting 9 per bushel. So it would be 32
My good man.
gold.
Nice.
Nice.
Swag.
And she obviously takes the axes away.
Oh. No free
We'll find you a
axe.
new axe, Corvus.
So-
Maybe. We'll see.
So that's 32 gold to split, right?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
But you should probably split it amongst all of us without anyone seeing, because it'd be weird to split for a dog.
Those kids, they worship that dog.
He's a good boy, all right?
He's gonna go buy snacks at the soda fountain.
You don't worship that good boy, I'm gonna kill your ass. Right.
So how much is everybody getting?
If it's 32, then the average is 6.5.
Cool.
Sick.
How do you measure half a gold piece?
5 silvers.
Silver.
Got it. That's not right. Hold on. Cool.
You get your change, and you guys can be about your day.
Yeah. Bowling.
Oh,
Oh,
I can
boy.
afford. I can finally afford another level 1 divination spell.
If you needed hold on, I didn't hear that. He can't talk right now.
Yeah, that was out of character, me.
I was about to be like, if you needed money, I could have given you
Oswald
some.
is now psychic.
Oswald, you look over, and as Caesar is thinking this, you just see his tail give one good whack.
Oswald grips his chest and makes that was so cute expression.
All right.
I can't tell you how much I want to suggest what we should do now, but I can't.
What is it, boy? You want to go for a walk?
I want to say what we should do next, but I don't have my voice box on me.
It's a frustrating Caesar.
I wonder what we should do next.
Mm.
All of us just looked at Caesar and then we're like, oh shit, yeah.
Okay, Caesar.
Should we go to the
one-
trees again? So we
All right,
can
Caesar.
Trees down?
discuss
One
as
buck
a
for
team?
yes, $2 for no. Should we see Bumpy?
Or-
That was $1. All right, we go see Bumpy.
Isn't it a bit early? Didn't he ask us to come later?
I thought it was later in the day.
Fuck it, we'll go now.
Wait, Bree, what time is it now?
It's like late afternoon.
Oh yeah, we'll go now.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
We just show up to his door and knock and he's like, fuck off!
So he just told you that it was outside of the village, east of the village.
Eastern Cottonwood.
Hmm. We're off
Okay.
to go see Bumpy, the wonderful man in the woods.
So how are you guys going to find his house?
Oh, Huh.
Ugh.
Well,
Yeah.
shit.
I
We didn't think
mean,
about that, did we?
would it be worth us asking in the tavern, like if anyone there knows where he lives? Because if we've only got like a general direction, if it's in Eastern Cottonwood, what if someone in the tavern knows in more detail?
So you
Excuse
can
me.
do that, or you can also do a nature or survival check to.
Yeah, let's do one of
I
those.
was gonna.
Oh,
I was
yes,
gonna
I'm
yeah.
gonna
say
refrain
like
from doing
wondering,
either of those.
I was gonna wonder if I was able to like track his scent.
Yeah, I'm about to easy nat 20. You guys ready?
Oops.
Fuck.
It's all right. We got this. We got.
The dog
called
comes in clutch.
You called it, but not for yourself.
I should have
No, I
waited for
super
somebody
called it
else
for
to roll.
myself because I'm flavoring this as I'm tracking his scent.
Got it.
Because I'm doggo.
So you guys are standing around discussing how you're going to, find old Bumpy's place, and then you just lift your head up into the air, Caesar, and you just give it a good sniff. And then you start trotting in the way that you smell old Bumpy.
I do a little the front paw up point with the nose and then go.
See, this is why we paid the dog.
Yes, that's why we give the dog the money.
Our smelling nose dog instead of our
Okay.
seeing eye dog. What kind of smell is Bumpy giving off?
A very bumpy smell.
Old Bumpy, he has his own smell. Nowhere else in the world.
Okay, I
Old
need you
Bumpy.
guys to put your.
Where?
Right there.
Ping the
Old
That
Bumpy
again?
probably smells like ammonia.
ammonia.
And ammonia.
Ah,
My
Oh, I
favorite
can see now.
combination. Carrying the boy, by the way.
You are. I just
Oh,
haven't put
We've
it.
just been carrying this kid throughout town.
Watching us
Just-
carry him.
I think we just like set up like we like rigged up something that he's just kind of like strapped to Oswald's back. Like,
I was
thinking
strapped into a piggyback position.
Back, yeah.
I'm carrying both the supplies and the child.
Oh wait,
Os-
no,
Oswald keeps that motherfucking
that,
thing on him.
have you guys seen that TikTok trend where the person like steps into the backpack and then someone else puts on the backpack and
Yeah.
they're like sitting in the backpack? That's how we're carrying him.
Boy, you know I'm always strapped.
You guys walk a while, Caesar picking up the to the scent of old Bumpy. You guys start trotting down this path that turns from dirt to gravel. And you come to this lovely little cabin in the middle of the woods. There are planters boxes outside, and there's just it's a nice looking, quaint little old person cottage.
Anything can happen in the woods.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Bumpy was blind, right?
Bumpy
Right,
is
he was
blind,
blind.
yes.
And
He had
seems
his
to be
Oh,
A-okay with Mac, so give the dog.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna look at how blind.
We can't see the exterior.
I mean, either way, even because he's blind, he wouldn't know that I was a dog if I was talking.
Oh shit, good point. Although
Caesar,
he
I'd like
could-
to shake your hand.
you'd have to be very careful about like wagging your tail up against anything.
Well, either way, he's okay with that.
you never know. He might be like tough. He might have tremor sense.
I guess knock knock.
Touched
Knock,
Erwin
knock.
for like 0.5
Mr. Bumpy,
seconds.
are you
Would it
home?
hurt me?
You see that Bumpy, you hear a scuffle from behind the door. And then, oh no, can't I click it? Hold on, y'all.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Give me a second.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. Technical difficulties.
I am upset by that, and I also love it.
Oh, hold on. So, old Bumpy opens the door and says, "Hello."
Bumpy!
That's what Bumpy looks like.
I'm here to play
He's
the
so
song that
fucking
you
dapper.
wanted.
Oh, hello, guys. You're a little early, but come on in.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Corvus
when
immediately
you
makes himself at home.
enter through the door, the house feels colder than it should, despite the roaring fire you see at the stone hearth. Atop the hearth is a statue, and Caesar, you would notice this, of a golden retriever on a small pedestal.
Oh,
Um, on the far wall is the head of a moose, and by the dining table is a small, slightly out of tune piano that has a relatively thick layer of.
All right, real quick, just as we're talking for the next 10 minutes, I'd like to be ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
And for those of you
in the next 10 minutes, I'd like to have magic up, ready. Just
Okay.
investigating the place.
For those of you wondering how I was able to get my token off of the grid, just hold Alt while you click and drag your character, and it won't align to the grid.
oh, bless your soul.
I can sit down.
That was killing me.
So old Bumpy welcomes you all into his slightly cold home. But you guys nestle up either at the dining table or by her.
Start tuning my lyre.
Hey, Bumpy, it's is it a little chilly in here to you?
No, feels about normal.
Huh.
It's his
You know-
house, he's
you know your
probably
fa-
used to it being like this.
Yeah, but his fireplace is up. It's just weird.
See, I
How
have
was
kind
your
of-
day here at the village, youngins?
Oh, just chop some trees. Nothing out of the ordinary there. And I like stare at Oswald. Oh my god, did we drag the dwarf in here too?
Yeah, he's right next to me.
Oswald's literally just like fucking chucked him in the corner.
Can I make
Oh
an
my
investigation check on the statue?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
There's something about the statue that is very familiar to you. You can't quite place it, but there is something very familiar.
Excuse me, Bumpy. Where did you get that statue on your mantle?
Oh, it was custom made. I had a dog that the ashes are in the pedestal below it. Well, that was old Mina. She was such a good girl.
Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Interesting.
Bumpy, last time we talked, you were kind of nervous about us discussing magics and whatnot.
Magic isn't really enjoyed in these. In fact, it's reason to get you all burned if you're.
But why are
Well, why are
people
you
so
so
scared
okay
of magic?
Many years ago, this area had a rift in it to another plane. And a slew of nastiness came out from that rift. And thankfully, the original heroes were able to close it. But people here fear, now that they're gone, who is going to be able to protect them? The heroes, yeah.
These creatures that came out of them, the force, were they... How do I put this? Black and almost ooze-like?
They came in all different forms. It wasn't one specific type, but they do, they've come in forms of smoke and ooze. They've come in forms of demons and nefarious monsters. Everything
Liches.
has everything. And I haven't seen or heard of a lich in the.
Owen just starts fucking sweating profusely.
Yeah, like at the mention of like the smoke and like gooey monsters, Corvus kind of shoots like a troubled look to everybody.
I shoot a troubled, like a look back to you of just like he's super talking about the thing we're just fighting.
Yeah, Aoife's looking around going, did we tell him?
Bumpy?
Oswald is playing terribly right now. Playing his lyre terribly right now.
Terrible. You rolled a 15 on performance. That's pretty
Terribly. I have a +7. It's terrible.
Ooh,
What a nice tune, young man.
He rolled
Thank
well,
you.
but chose to play poorly.
good.
he's hustling Bumpy.
You gotta stay on it.
Great. So, assuming it's already been 10 minutes, is there anything in the room that's magical?
You do not detect any magic in your.
Is there a door around here?
There are 2 doors, not including the front door. There is a door here and a door here.
Am I getting anything from the other side of the door? Because it looks like my aura is, like the range is going a little bit past the walls. I'll even move closer to that door.
Not within your. Now you do. So, pinging towards the north, you feel an aura spirit.
Any particular school?
You, because it's not visible to you, you don't get that.
Oh, right. Sorry, but I do feel something that's going through.
You do.
Say, Bumpy. So, like we said when we first met, we're looking for a guy who became free of petrification somehow. I don't remember what exactly it was, but and when we asked you about it, you got extremely nervous.
I remember
At that.
specifically
Was it
we asked
nervous?
about an archmage, and you said that you didn't know anything about them, but we kind of know that that's not true.
Yeah.
I have been living in this area of magic haters for a long time, and I've never been found out, so my ability to lie about magic is better than you guys give me credit for.
I didn't
Bumpy,
mean
no
anything by it.
offense, but it's kind of obvious. I just think the people here aren't. No offense to them, but that clever.
Oh, full offense to them.
I mean, they
No,
don't like magic.
no
They
offense,
don't
Bumpy.
have to. They don't like magic. We can tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
Not to their faces, but
I mean, I will. If they piss me off, but
Oswald, that's probably not the best course of action, given that we're trying to.
I'll do it when we're leaving. Don't worry.
As we're going back to the academy, just flip them off or something, okay?
Will do. Except for that lady who gave us the axes for chopping down wood. I liked her.
Yeah, she was nice. Anyway, back to the task at hand.
Well, I don't believe that magic is. I believe that magic is in everything. And that's what people around here don't understand. Sprouts growing into the mighty trees we fell. The imagination of a child with, a paper boat and a bathing basin. Counting sheep to fall asleep. Those things are all magical too in their own way. But spell casting is just taking that magic and bending it to your. And I don't see, as long as you're not hurting nobody, anything being wrong with.
I agree.
Bumpy, speaking of magic, it is a divine miracle that I've held my bladder this long. I don't suppose you have a bathroom in this house, do you?
I don't. I have an outhouse about a mile back if you want to go take a trip.
Insight check.
Sure, insight check.
Fuck. He just needs a pee.
I'm still worse.
You rolled deception.
Oh.
A fat 7. Corvus
Um,
is definitely bullshitting.
let me bring up his stat block. What is this?
Ay.
So he doesn't notice that you're lying.
Oh my! What did you roll, Bree?
I rolled a 5.
Nice.
So I figure out that he's lying, right?
No, you don't, because he's not lying. He doesn't
Damn it.
appear to be lying.
Got it.
Well, I'll just
wait,
go on.
Erwin, who are you insight checking? Corvus or Bumpy?
Corvus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, you definitely insight check that he's lying.
I was gonna say an 8 doesn't beat a 7.
Corvus, thank you,
seem-
Bumpy.
Hold on, Corvus. You seem to want to get away from us a hell of a lot recently. First, when we were cutting down the tree, and now this. Where are you going?
Erwin,
Yes.
can we not discuss my the issues of my babbles in the presence of somebody else's home? And I shoot you the most shit-eating grin.
Hey now, there's no shame. Everybody poops.
I just like give Corvus the biggest fucking death stare. Like, you fucking know what I mean.
I'm gonna do. Corvus is like doing that thing where like he's moving his arms forward, like just let me work.
The funny part is Aoife's insight is so high that she could roll a natural 1 and still beat that deception.
Yep.
Amazing.
Look, I'll be right back. Just a quick jog. Promise. Pinky swear.
He's I don't trust this.
And Corvus just runs. You see Corvus is outside at the window, just
Fucking through the windows.
just waving at you guys.
A blur of mustache as he goes back.
I forgot about the
We
mustache.
need to shave that mustache.
Never.
What is he doing?
Runs out the door.
So I'm going to say, Bumpy, if you don't mind me asking, there are 2 doors here. I assume one of them is your bedroom, but what's on the other side of this other door?
Well, I have a youngin with me, and they live in the other room or stay in the other room. He's not here right now, but he does stay with me.
Who is this young man you're referring to, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, he's an apprentice of mine. He likes to learn what I know, but can't really teach him much since, I can't see. But, he helps me around the house, and I help him with his study.
What are you teaching him?
I teach him everything from how to farm the land to how to, find herbs that are of specific varieties for different uses. I've taught him how to balance books.
Anything magical?
Nothing magic.
Insight check.
You can incite him.
Hey, well,
Can I
that's
have
happening.
advantage on it because I know there's something magical back there?
Yes, I guess so.
Hey, Bree, is this window locked?
It is
What?
locked, yes.
Why? Oh my god! I don't even have any portent rolls left.
Can I can I try to pick the lock?
You can, yeah.
I love how we're just hearing Nick say all these things and we can't see his, like, not even his token.
Yeah, you're not able to pick the lock.
Hey, Bumpy, what was that song that you wanted me to play?
I was hoping that you would sing me one of the songs from my young days about Cotton Eye Joe.
No.
God.
Yes, I can.
As that's about to happen, Corvus pokes his head back in, not alerting Bumpy that I'm here, but I'm just like pointing at the door, like Go there! That room!
Yeah.
I rolled a 7 for total of 14, but still a 7.
You see that as you start playing it, he starts getting all excited. Oh yeah! And he like starts doing like the Cotton Eye Joe jig.
Corvus rolls his eyes. As far back as they can go.
Owen was like just about to ask Bumpy a question, then he just fucking like closes his mouth and just sits down. Just let him have this.
I'm gonna nudge. Seeing that Bumpy is distracted and the volume of the music too, I'm gonna nudge.
As I'm playing, I look at both Caesar and Corvus, like, get to it.
Yeah, I nudge Corvus and I point with my head to the door in the north part of the house.
Corvus gives a thumbs up and scoots up this way. Is this door also locked?
It is locked, yes.
Man, why's Bumpy lock all his damn doors?
Would you not lock your doors to private shit?
This man needs security. Alright, I guess I'll try to pick it again. I wish I had thieves' tools. Fuck.
Don't you?
Maybe you should buy some.
I haven't had any gold!
I
Do
have
now.
I've been cutting down trees. I don't know.
65 gold pieces. I would have lent you any.
Fuck!
You're unable to pick the lock.
May I try a second time?
Yes.
Are you just gonna keep trying until you eventually
Oh my
get it?
god!
+1!
Can I roll higher than anything besides a 4 or a 5?
The song is starting to come to an end.
Corvus gestures at the door for anybody else.
I'll give it a go.
The only thing Aoife could do is potentially try to smash it in. Let's face it, that's not gonna end well.
The song comes to an end, and you guys unsuccessfully unlock the door. You don't unlock the door, and so he stops doing his jig, and he looks at Oswald, and he goes, "Thank you so much. It means so much to me."
Looks in the opposite direction.
You know what I mean.
He looks at the wall behind
He
him.
does the thing that Toph does, where like he'll just stare forward and just kind of motion in your general direction.
Yes, thank you.
Encore! Like egging it on.
I don't think my old bones could take much more.
Can I
Bumpy,
have a...
and I'm gonna walk over to
Okay.
Bumpy. Bumpy. So what is exactly the purpose that you invited us into your home, other than just to talk about magic in a private setting?
After you use the restroom, I'll be right back.
I wanted to know what you were doing. Not many people are comfortable enough to come up and start asking them.
Well,
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look back to him, and I'm gonna go. We're from the Abernant Adventuring Academy, and we were sent to this area to look for some missing people. We were hoping that,
and thank you.
and we were hoping that we could get some help figuring out what's going on. A plague of petrification has struck our school, and we were tasked to try to fix that.
So as you say that, you see that he braces himself kind of against the bench behind. And he says, petrifications have been going on at Abernant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who are you here to look?
We are looking for a human.
Hunter.
A human named Hunter, a dwarf named Henri, and an elf named Juliet.
One's a ranger, one's a sorcerer. I don't remember what the dwarf was.
Isn't the dwarf our guy down there?
No. I'm was. I think we discussed that wasn't the dwarf.
Every turn.
Those kids didn't know. They came here and they sounded well enough like adults. Sneeze. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that they were children, but I'm so sorry to tell you that they were burned.
What?
My tail drops, and like I let out like a low growl.
Can I make an insight check just to see if he's telling the truth of what he knows instead of like
Yeah.
11, which is kind of the best insight check that's happened in a while.
He appears to be telling.
Bumpy, I have another question. Did you ever know anyone by the name Sapphire Pernan?
Know her. Yes.
Sorry, say it again. You cut out.
I did know her. Yes.
Did you know her personally?
We were childhood friends.
Did you know what came of her?
How do you know?
I'm Caesar. Her familiar. Her apprentice.
Old Bumpy leans down, and he outreaches his hand towards you.
I put my chin in his hand to let him feel that I am a dog.
He takes his other hand and rubs that smooth spot between your eyes, like where your forehead. And he said, "Oh, C's, I'm so sorry. She, like many others here, were sentenced. And I know it wasn't here in Cottonwood, but it was in a different place in Lyle.
I know.
I know.
I was there when it happened.
I'm so sorry. I know that she had planned in case they were to. She had asked me for ingredients for a potion. I had made a supply run to her not too long before that. So I'm not sure whether or not she was able to make the potion in time before that.
Is her home still standing, or did they burn it down?
They burnt it.
My tail goes even further below my legs. Like, ears go down. Do you have the recipe?
I have bits and pieces of it, and my apprentice and I have been attempting for a long time to recreate it. And he thought that he got it right this time. We won't know until he returns.
Where did he go?
There is a place north of here, much north. He went to go fetch some crystals from a cave up north. It was the last ingredients Hale had asked.
Bumpy?
Can I put two and two together and say that that was the cave we were just in?
Yes.
When did he leave for the cave?
This morning, early morning, he had some other stuff he had to do in town as well, but should be back sometime this evening.
What race is he?
Oh, he's a little dwarf. Little dwarven boy.
I look over at the Jordan boy in the corner.
He wouldn't happen to have a metal arm, would he?
Well, he doesn't
Oh,
have
you-
he doesn't have a metal arm. He's missing an arm, and his
Ah.
armor is his arm. So he wouldn't happen to be missing an arm, would he?
Oh, you've met Orin. He's a young lad, but he means well.
I just put my
kinda
hands on the
knocked
top
out
of my
right
head,
now.
like, oh.
I'm sorry to say,
I'm
Bumpy,
knocked
but
out
he is
right now.
currently unconscious in the corner of the room right now. We actually carried him in.
Orin's unconscious.
Something's telling me we should have said that sooner.
Yeah, that's in retrospect. Yes, that is a correct assessment.
Surprise!
Yeah, we
Where
didn't
is
do-
he?
you
Where
were-
is he? He starts running around.
I grab Bumpy by his hand. I grab Bumpy by his
hot,
hand and lead
cold,
him to
Cold. Super hot. Very hot.
Cold.
He kneels down and he holds young Orin in his arms and he starts weeping.
I think he'll be okay. It's just he's very asleep right now.
Yes, he is alive. We've checked his vitals. He's just in some sort of a magical sleep, and we can't get him out of it.
This isn't just any magical sleep. He's not okay.
What do you
What's
What's
wrong
going
with him?
on? I wasn't able to identify it.
That cave up there. It's where the rift starts.
I'm gonna look over at Erwin, just like eyebrows very raised. Oh,
I was just hyperventilating at this point.
Bumpy, do you have any oven mitts right now around here?
They're on top of the oven. Why?
Oh, I need them. I get the oven mitts and I place a hand on Erwin's shoulder.
Wait, is it just skin contact or is it like through clothes?
You don't have any reaction to him when he puts the mitt on.
Got it.
Yeah. This'll work. These floral pattern oven mitts.
They're just part of your inventory now.
They're not floral, they're flannel.
Oh,
This
even
is
better.
a spring area. Actually wore a flannel shirt today, personally.
Hell yeah.
Oven mitts, aka gloves of fireproof.
Fire resistant 3.
So puts his hand on top of Erwin's shoulder. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You'll be okay. All right, just
Bumpy continues to sob.
calm down.
Owen starts sobbing too.
If it doesn't go on top of oven mitts, I'm sure my clothes will be fine. I'll pull them into a. Careful to avoid neck to neck contact.
Owen doesn't like even lean into it. He's just standing there, like shocked.
It'll be okay. Pat, pat, pat.
So old Bumpy says that cave is filled with dream eaters and dark entities. This sleep is not a regular sleep. This sleep is his soul is stuck in another realm, unable to connect with his body. Unless his soul is able to return, he will never come back.
Bumpy. Owen like dries his eyes and like collects himself quickly. I need to ask you a question, and I need you to answer me honestly.
What?
In the cave, the rift wouldn't happen to take the shape of a cauldron, would it?
That is where the rift started. A small bit of it remains, but there is, with the petrifications, there is a chance it will get larger.
Fucking run out the door.
Oh,
Nope, I'm going after him.
oh, I guess Owen has to pee too.
Y'all go.
Wait!
Y'all go. I'll stay here with Bumpy.
Aoife, now that we know what this thing is, we have to go there. If there's any chance that we can get Oren's soul out of the plane of dreams, if that potion can help the people at Abernant that are petrified, we have to go in there. We can't just let this slide.
Erwin, calm down. Alright? I know. I just want to make sure that we're fully prepared for what's going to happen. Because if we're not, Caesar's going to yell at us, and I can't handle another Caesar yelling. Not today.
Honestly, if Caesar yells at us, Caesar yells at us. That's something we'll have to deal with a lot from now on, I think. But this is an opportunity that we cannot let slip away. We need to do something about this.
I don't think you're in a position to do anything right now. I mean, what are you going to go through the rift and then get put to sleep magically forever right away?
Yes, I am.
Then what use is that?
If I can find a way to do something on the other side of that rift that means that we can get him out and get myself out, then we will be one step closer to solving all these problems. Don't you understand that, Corvus?
I do, but think clearly about this. If we just go running in there, we don't know what's on the other side. We could be drastically unprepared.
How can we prepare for something that we don't know? There is no way that we can prepare ourselves for this. There is no way that we can know exactly what's on the other side. That's why we have to just grin and bear it. We have to go.
Listen, I agree with you. Really, I do. But we can't just rush into this. At least, please, rest for the night. That way you can go in fully prepared. And if need be, I'll go with you.
What if you touch the rift again and it brings more of those things out? And there's no one on the other side to stop them from, I don't know, causing chaos and just ravaging this whole place. What then?
At that, I'm going to step out over to you, hearing that. I'm gonna go, Erwin. We are a group. We are a party. That's what we do at Abernant Adventuring Academy. We were all assigned to the group together for a reason. We do not let each other go without each other.
I have some unfortunate news.
Oh, and
I
that gets
cannot
better.
go. I cannot go in there with you. I can, however, make sure that if any more of those things come out, I will be here to prevent them.
All right.
And I'm also going to get Caesar. I'm going to give you 10 gold because, just in case you're the most responsible one. I have my own fucking pocket change.
Whatever we decide to do, Aoife is right, Erwin. Even if we want to go in, we should rest until tomorrow. We were all exhausted from today. I know I need to recharge my magic. I'm sure you all do too. It is not smart to be going in there right now with how exhausted we all are. We need to rest tonight, and we will do this tomorrow.
Caesar's right.
Okay, but we have to leave at first light tomorrow.
Okay.
I can't wait too much longer on this. There has to be something on the other side of that rift that we can use to help the people back at Abernant.
And I'm sure there is, but it can wait until tomorrow.
We can discuss a plan in the morning and walk back to the cave.
I apologize for anyone who. Sorry, this is out of character. I apologize for anyone who just heard that. My family's watching the football and we just scored.
We'll go back in the morning and make a plan.
I'm so
Man,
sorry.
your family really likes planning.
Well, it's my stepdad, my mom, and like two of my stepdad's friends. And I mean, I wouldn't have been out of my room anyway if D&D wasn't on. But I'm really thankful that I'm in here right now playing with you guys. Okay. Continue.
I am going to turn and head back into the house, and I'm going to go up to Bumpy, and I'm going to go, Bumpy, I need to see all of your notes on anything that Sapphire told you about this potion, anything that you know about the rift.
Oh, we know a lot. So I can't quite give you all of my research, but I can walk you through most of it.
Let's get to work.
So, magic and dreams are innately related. Nothing has ever been done without a dream to make it happen. There is a speck of magic in everything. Dreams are where we tap into not only our wants and desires, but the pure magic to make it happen. Though most people retreat to the dream realm to fantasize about how to make our loved ones and our lives better, those with dark souls see it as an opportunity to make wild nightmares come true with the dreaming dark. Those who get lost on their way turn into dreamwalkers. Those who are taken over by the power of nightmares turn into dream eaters. If dreamwalkers and dream eaters what you saw, that means that the forces of good in the dream realm are weak. Something ain't right, which explains all the nightmares these people have been having. And he says, as far as the potion that Sapphire was looking to make, it would have done the same thing in a more safe way. She was specifically looking for a potion that would disconnect her soul from her body and lead her to the dream. Oren has been trying, my young Oren has been trying to find a way to stop the nightmares and create potion. I told him he was too dangerous, but he wouldn't listen. He said he was going to follow the man who turned back from stone to get the item he needed, but he was very secretive about it, and I knew he was going up north. I didn't necessarily know that he was going. Now that he's been touched by the deep slumber, I don't know if I'll be able to get him.
We'll find a way to get him back. Are there any other notes that you have? I'd like to look at all of your research, if you will allow me.
So he lays out his notes for you, and you do see that he had a very long time ago traveled to the plane of dreams, but it was when he was a young adventurer before the act happened that his eyes. As far as what he knows geographically about it, so the plane of dreams is made up of 3 sections. The core, where the Kalishtar people live and happy dreams come to fruition. The Terai, where the nightmares roam free and demons come to life. And the veil between them, which is a long stretch of land where there are many pocket dimensions, and into the people of the material plane dreams. He says that there are 2 leaders, one for the core and one for the Terai. The core is called the Voxomnia, Voxsomna. The one of the Terai is called the Voxsomnum, Somnum. Those are the two leaders of the world. And the terrain is vastly changing all the time because it is the dream realm. Anything is possible. So that is what he knows about the geography, and he has a list of all of the things that are required, that he knows of, that are required to make the potion.
Thank you. This is very helpful.
And I probably shouldn't show you this because it's not really my space. This is more of Oren's space. His room over here, his laboratory, and I don't 100% know what his methods are because I can't see everything that he does, but I can at least let you guys see.
So obviously, this is all the magic stuff that I.
Yeah. In the center of the room, you see a small cauldron of bubbling sulfur.
Oh,
Interesting. So until I see that, by the way, my tail starts uncontrollably wagging. Like I am super excited about this room. There's so many cool stuff to look at, and then I see the cauldron. The tail stops. That looks uncomfortably familiar.
You do see that. Does anyone want to give me like a personal or investigation check?
Is it using hearing or smell?
No.
Okay, then.
Okay, let's do it.
Investigation.
17. Let's go.
So, you guys see that towards the back door, there's a sigil of an eye, with like streams of radiant light coming off of it. You don't know what that sigil is. The room is chilly and dark despite the bubbling sulfur in the middle. To the immediate right of where Corvus is a statue of an older woman in common clothing with a tear streaming down her face. The head of a young green dragon hangs on the wall, mouth open. There are large circles on the floor surrounding the bubbling cauldron, and crystals are scattered to the far side.
Do I recognize the crystals at all?
They look like different types of crystals, but they do not look like the same crystals from the cave. They don't look like the Capricorn crystals.
Okay.
can I?
So right off the bat, out of character, but do I also notice as in character? I noticed that this cauldron is not surrounded by a red pentagram. It's surrounded by like this yellow chalk line. Do I
Correct.
notice that in character?
Yeah.
As well. So knowing enough about rituals and stuff, this is not demonic. This is more arcane.
Can you give me an Arcana check?
Yeah.
So the sigil that was, or the markings that were on the ground near the other cauldron were more demonic and more of a portal. This is actually like more of a ring of protection from keeping whatever's in the cauldron from getting out. They would not be able to get out of that.
Okay, so I can deduce that Orin was using this to study the things that come out of it. It's kind of like a cage, basically.
You could deduce that, but there's no guarantee you're right because you
Right.
can't read Orin's mind.
Right. No. From my knowledge of this, I can assume this.
Yes.
Cool.
Can I investigate this cauldron to see if I hear anything from it?
You didn't do an investigation check for the other one, I don't think. I think you just got close to it. You just put your head over.
Oh, well, fuck it, I'll do that.
You don't hear anything.
That's marginally more comforting, I guess.
You do get the same comforting feeling from this liquid, though. It's the same feeling that you got back at the mountain.
Right. Bumpy. Should I be worried at all?
Yes, the rift is opening up. That's terrifying.
No, I know, but if I looked into the rift, should I be worried if I heard a voice telling me to come home?
Well, there are all sorts of nefarious types out there. I'm sure any one of them would be happy to lure you through to the other side.
Right. But I'm the only one that heard it. Is it something specifically about me, or?
I don't know your past, son. Only you can answer.
I mean,
Damn, Bumpy.
I suppose. I don't know. I had a nightmare not too long ago now, maybe a couple nights ago, but it was dark. I couldn't see anything to save my life, not even with my dark vision. It was pitch black, and I heard a voice. It referred to me as their son, like as if they were my father, but they told me I was some kind of prince and that everything the light doesn't touch would be mine.
Nightmares
Let's
are
go.
very common around me. I wouldn't pay too much mind to.
Okay.
Say, Bumpy. I don't suppose there are any books on why nightmares are so common around here, is there?
Well, I don't think you need a book when the whole rift thing happened, but I mean, if you really want to read something, you might want to go to the monastery.
Thanks. We'll take a look.
What are your next steps, young?
Well, we're going to have to figure out what's going on with this rift.
I want to go through the rift, Bumpy.
So, your bodies can't go through dreams. Only your souls.
Which is why Sapphire was making that potion, correct?
I think she meant to escape.
Sorry, say it again. You cut out.
I think she meant to escape.
Cut out in the second part.
She meant to escape! Escape!
The way you said it, Bree, it sounded like you were saying more after that, and it just cut out after you said the word escape.
No! Escape there.
Bree, out of curiosity, in your Discord settings, do you have your input sensitivity set?
I don't fucking know. There's something very wrong with my mic ever since I moved.
What about
'Cause that might
the
help.
noise suppression? Is that on?
Hold on.
Yeah, go to your
It
settings.
should
real
be
quick.
right next to your disconnect button.
Next to my disconnect?
The like little sound waves.
Yeah, that's on.
That might
Try
also
turning that
be
off.
Is this better?
Just keep talking.
Okay. La da 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 ba da ba.
Hmm.
I think
So-
she went to escape there.
I mean, so far you haven't cut out, so
Okay,
maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe you have such a consistent tone in your voice that the noise suppression was like, oh wait, that's not a voice, that's just noise.
Wouldn't be the first time I've been fucking told that.
Oh no, Bree!
Ouch! That's sad. Reverse poggers.
Unpog.
So not Pog.
Erwin, I know that I promised you we would go in, but I think we need to make this potion first. If we have this potion, we might be able to actually do this. I'd rather go into this with every possible situation being able to fix right off the bat. If we can make this potion, we may be able to go in and then come out. If we don't make this potion, we might get stuck there, just like Orin.
I suppose you're right. It can't hurt to wait a little bit longer, I'm sure.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry. But I'd rather do this safely than not.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't do this safely, I might not be
We
able to
can't
save Ella.
And we can't save the world if we're all dead.
Okay. Okay, let's set about figuring out this potion.
Well, for now, I think we were all exhausted. Bumpy, do you mind if we stay the night?
Of course not. Oren was going to get that thing of the potion, which was the crystals from the cave. You may want to check his.
All right. And did he have all the other ingredients?
And he gestures to the boiling pot and he says, I believe they're all in there.
Good. So all we need is to put in the crystals, and we should have the potion ready.
Gonna check his belongings.
There are
When
no
he did-
crystals to be found.
Damn it.
Wonderful. All right.
So
I think
guess
I suggest we get some sleep. First thing tomorrow, we head back to the cave, try to grab some more crystals, and then figure out how we're supposed to do this.
okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I am going to. I'm just gonna say, Bumpy, do you mind if I stay up with your notes for a little bit?
Of course not. You do whatever you.
Yeah, I'm gonna mage hand to pick up all the notes, and I'm gonna bring myself over to just next to the fireplace.
Okay.
Very reminiscent of what I used to do with Ella.
I love how he's just like, yes, of course you can stay here. And then Arlen and Oswald just get into his own bed.
I mean, no one told us we couldn't.
Yeah.
So when you're like, hey, can I stay at your house to a friend? You just immediately get into their bed. You're like,
I feel
"Hey."
like we should put Orin in his bed. Like at least he's been sleeping in a cage all day.
Fine. I'll get out the double bed.
Ditch on the couch.
I assume the single bed is Orin's.
Yes. Corbin,
Yeah, and then
I would
I'm gonna.
advise you to look at your inventory.
Please stop doing this, Scooby-Doo.
He does it all the time.
It's
I'm used to
really
it at this
fucking
point.
disturbing.
It can't be stopped, to be honest.
Hold on, where's
So
Aoife?
what I'm gonna do, I'm going to stay up to the point where as late as I can go while still getting
A long rest.
basically. So like I'm getting 6 hours of sleep because I think research is not considered strenuous work. So I'm gonna go right up to that point, just reading notes, just to see if I can get anything else out of his notes.
Okay. So you do learn more about the Kalishtar people. They all have what are called quarry spirits.
Mhm.
And those quarry spirits are
If this is, unless there's something specific to this campaign, I got you on the what Dalashta.
Gotcha. Okay.
Dalashta. I learned that when I created Dalashta.
Yeah.
So unless there's something like specific to this campaign.
So you do find out a little bit more about the Veil, which is not traditional lore. The Veil is where, so when a person on the material plane, a humanoid on the material plane, falls asleep and has a dream, that opens a pocket dimension within the Veil. And anything can, like, Kalishtar can go into your dreams, and things can come out of your dreams into the plane of dreams. But so as you are like going through the books, Oswald, everyone lays down and starts to go to sleep. Oswald, roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. I look forward to this.
Great, I don't think I see anything different in it.
Oh, I am looking forward to this.
Well, then you forgot to put something in your inventory, and that sounds like a you problem.
Oh,
So you are asleep, and you hear this breathing behind you. This like low grumbling breathing. It wakes you up just briefly. And then you fall back asleep, but it like when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna remember that low grumbling breathing behind you. It almost sounds like a monster is just breathing on the back of you.
Wow.
How do you
That's-
sleep through that?
That's. Did you forget how heavy of a sleeper Oswald was?
Very good point.
I think we made this canon, but he fires off Eldritch Blast in his sleep sometimes.
I mean, you did think detention was a sleeping club, so
Yeah.
For this, you have a dream where all of the hairs of your mustache start to fall out slowly. Similar to like when you lose teeth, but instead it's just mustache hairs.
Wait.
anything
When
but the stash.
When I briefly woke up, could I like try to shave his mustache?
No.
Should do it.
oh my god, if you had that dream and then found out your fucking mustache was shaved when you woke up, it came true.
Erwin,
Yeah.
you are back on the lake.
Yay.
You're sitting there alone,
Oh.
and at your feet, the lake starts to bubble and boil until it turns into the same sulfuric substance that was in the cauldron. The sulfuric bubbles start to part as you see a hand pop above it. And it's covered in the black substance as it's frantically trying to get above the incoming wave.
Can I do I recognize the hand at all?
You don't know whose hand it is, no.
Fuck it, I guess I just grab it.
You grab the hand, and do you start pulling up?
Yeah.
So you pull up, and you see Ella's body start to emerge from this black substance. You see her coughing up this black substance, and her saying, "Why didn't you save me?"
What? It's save.
And the substance starts to take her back down again. Your hand and her hand tugging furiously. Her mouth opens, screaming as this black substance starts to drown her. Further and further, she's being pulled down until eventually she slips right from your hands.
I fucking jump in.
You wake up.
What the fuck? I am just gonna fucking step outside and just sit against the front door.
Caesar, you're still awake when you see him do this.
I'm gonna look up and I'm gonna go follow him out.
Mustache.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna whisper to make sure not to wake anyone up. But Arwen, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I had another nightmare, and it was worse than the last. A whole lot worse. I don't. Why is this happening? What are we supposed to do? It feels so helpless.
I know.
It feels
I
like
know.
we're so close, but there's
Erwin.
nothing we can do.
Erwin, everything is going to be okay. We're going to figure this out.
I know. The nightmare. I was sat on a dock at the lake back home. The last time I had a dream where I was there, I was with Ella and things were good. But this time I was on my own. And I looked down into the lake and it started boiling and bubbling and it became the same cursed liquid as that bloody cauldron. And it started to part and I saw this hand come up through it and I grabbed it and started pulling. And it was Ella. I was pulling her out of this liquid and she'd been drowning in there. And she asked why I hadn't saved her. And before I had a chance to say anything, she got pulled back under. And I jumped in after her and then I woke up.
It was just a dream. Everything's going
What
to
if
be
it's
okay.
not? This plane of dreams?
And this is why we are doing this safely, to figure that out.
But what if we're too late? What if...
We're not too late.
What if... Caesar...
We're not too late.
What if we get there and Ella's already gone? What if there's nothing we can do for Ella? What happens then?
Then we
All of
keep
this
going.
will have been done for nothing.
Then we keep going. We keep pushing, and we do this to avenge her. Erwin, I don't know if you've ever lost someone in your life, but I have. I lost someone very, very close to me. But I don't give up because of that. I do everything for her. I do everything in her name. Because I wasn't able to save her, I will save other people in place of her. So if the unfortunate event happens that Ella did not make it out of this, we will keep going, and we will fight, and we will do it for her.
I don't want to lose Ella.
I don't either. But we have to keep going. And we need to do this safely, because I don't want to lose any of you. I've lost too many people in my life. I don't want to lose you.
Okay.
And why don't you go back to sleep? We have a long day tomorrow.
I'll try.
You guys head back to your respective sleeping areas, and you sleep, and everyone gets a long rest. You wake up in the morning. Oswald, you have this faint feeling of something at your neck as you wake up, and you remember that low growling noise you had heard the night. But otherwise,
y'all, I don't want to alarm anyone, nor do I, I'm sure we all had terrible, terrible dreams.
Oh, it was dreadful.
But I think I was in actual real danger. Because, I went to sleep, and there was like this low growling behind me, like at my neck. And it just sounded like a monster just, I don't know, ready to pounce or something, but it wasn't. I feel like there was real danger. I feel like there was.
We are in close proximity to something directly connected to the plane of dreams, as we've learned. So it's entirely possible that these dreams may feel very real to us.
I don't. Well, as long as y'all fix it, and I'll be here to, if anything does come through, I'll be here to keep it at bay.
Corvus is feeling where his mustache is to ensure it's still there.
Everyone hold him down.
I just
we're
point
gonna-
those finger at you like, mm-mm.
I'm gonna gather up all of Pumpy's notes and go to bring them back to his bookshelf.
Okay. You successfully return all of his items.
Do I happen to see any spell books in his bookshelf?
You do not know. I don't think that he himself is like he can't read, so that wouldn't really make sense. But you know, Oren may have some stuff when you.
Well, I wouldn't. He's an artificer, so he
Yeah,
doesn't
fair.
have any spell. He doesn't have a spell book, so. Oh well.
Did Aoife not sleep last night?
Aoife slept. She just didn't dream.
I'm gonna walk over to Caesar and be like, "Hey, we needed crystals for this potion, right? From the cave."
Yes. Assumingly the crystals from the cave. Yes.
And Corvus swings his bag of holding to the front of him and just yoinks one out. This work?
Is it the same kind of crystal from the cave?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna ask. I mage hand it right out of his hands and walk right over to the cauldron.
Corvus just goes to, like collapse his hands together like, job well done.
I'm gonna actually go over and I'm gonna nudge Bumpy awake to let him know that we're starting.
He wakes up and he says, "Oh, sorry. These old bones haven't had this much excitement in a long time."
Understandable. I just wanted you to be awake for all of this, just in case something goes wrong. So, not to mention, I'm sure you would want to witness this, since you've been watching Orin do all this work. I'm sure you'd like to see it come to fruition.
The potion must be drank, so let me get y'all. And he starts walking towards the kitchen.
I'm going to go over to the cauldron.
Morning, Bumpy.
Good morning, youngins. It's so nice to have a full household again. He grabs some cups and heads on over.
This is gonna be breakfast I've had in a while.
I'm going to wait for everyone to come into the room. before
Erwin,
they-
why are you by the door?
I want to go.
Do you not understand how this is working?
We
I
got
Corvus
the
just
crystal.
pokes his head out.
No! See, I
You
hadn't-
see, you
I
see,
hadn't plugged that.
you see Caesar with his spectral hand holding the crystal over the cauldron. All right, Oswald, are you coming to watch?
I'm not going, so I'm
You
gonna
can still
let y'all have
watch.
this.
You can still watch.
Owen
Oswald!
grabs the fucking
Oswald,
oven
get
gloves
over
and-
here.
Owen grabs
Oswald,
the
get over
oven
here. We
gloves
do
and
everything
fucking
together.
drags him in.
Get him!
You may not be
He's screaming like, I don't want to go!
You may not be joining us, but we're doing this together. All right, we're sticking
That's
together
fair.
until the end.
That's fair.
All right, here it goes, and I drop the crystal into the cauldron.
You drop the crystal into the sulfur substance and it stops boiling. It starts turning into what looks like liquid silver. Old Bumpy comes up to the cauldron and starts to pour each of you a glass.
Can mine be a bowl?
Yours can be a bowl, yeah.
Aww.
He says, "Safe travels and please bring Oren."
We will try.
Bottoms up, gentlemen. Raise my cup up.
Y'all don't die. You're the only friends other than my family I have, and that's kind of sad.
So As you say, y'all don't die, Corvus falls over asleep.
Y'all don't die.
Owen just looks over his shoulder at Corvus like, huh, and then just puts the oven gloves back on and pulls Oswald in for the biggest hug.
You be safe now. You bring your girl back.
I will try. And
Reed, check your DMs real quick. Cool.
Mustache.
When I get back-
I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna basically just go. All right, here goes nothing, and I'm just gonna start lapping up the potion until I just kind of crumple and fall asleep on the floor.
Caesar falls asleep in a ball of fur on the floor,
Oh.
sleeping soundly.
Oswald, when I come back,
Yeah.
let's go for a drink.
I'll be right there with you. Now,
And
Unky,
Owen-
do you have any type of shaving materials?
No!
Corvus starts tossing and turning just as he mentions it.
Not my stash.
Okay,
Oswald.
I'm
Oswald
assuming
Aoife
Drew.
aside.
Drew, are you there, or did you fall asleep, my dude? Yeah, he fell asleep. That's okay. Mountain Dews couldn't do it for him, apparently.
Oh no, he's the one recording.
I know.
Oh no!
Oh, the
Don't worry, I got this, guys. I'll call him.
But all of you drink the potion up except for Oswald, and all of you fall asleep. You feel like your whole self is being torn apart. I can hear Drew's phone.
this is ambience for the drinking the potions.
Hold on. Let's let it get to voicemail at least.
The Plane of Dreams sounds just like a phone.
Simply a Samsung.
This is some real haunting music for the Plane of Dreams.
I want to go back.
That's okay. I think we got voicemail.
No, it was definitely voicemail.
Oh, true.
You feel your souls start to tear apart into and Oswald, you notice that as Aoife drinks the potion, her body disappears completely.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's interesting.
You all feel like every atom of your body is being split apart and put back together, split apart, slapped back together, until you hit a hard thud of a substance. You awaken in a small cave with perfectly spheric walls. Outside, you hear the wind howling. It would be dark, but as you look around, everyone in their bodies is glittering and glowing. And there's no longer a dog with you.
Aww.
What?
Is Caesar a man's?
Caesar, would you like to explain how you look?
The way I look right now, I am human. I have the same color hair as my fur, but it's long and shaggy. And I'm wearing like a very scholarly suit, like very scholarly clothes. My spell book is in hand, and I have just this like very hardened face, like I have very like serious expression on my face. And I'm gonna just get up with my hands. Like,
Caesar.
Well, that was quite a trip.
I'm just like pointing at Caesar, like jaw open.
What?
Look at yourself.
I look down and see my human body, and I drop my spell book. I'm like, oh, what?
You're human.
So I am.
Huh.
No!
Victory over the mustache.
Oh no. Oh, I'm so
And
sad.
It's the end of the era of mustache.
It'll come back one day. I'm gonna touch more shit than I shouldn't.
I hear noise coming from Drew's microphone. Is Drew awake?
He is asleep.
He's
I
snoring.
was asleep.
Oh, okay.
I woke up about
Drew's
45
back.
seconds ago.
Welcome back, buddy. We're all asleep.
Welcome to the plane of dreams.
He was just there.
You successfully drank the potion
I successfully shaved Corvus's mustache.
and
I'm
counterspelled an Eldritch Blast.
So Eva, just to catch you up on your little quest.
Sorry.
So they successfully created the potion to bring you guys to the plane of dreams. You drank the potion.
Oh, boy.
You just woke up in a small cave with perfectly spherical walls. Outside, you hear wind howling. It would be dark, but as you look around, everyone's bodies are glittering and glowing. Caesar is no longer a dog. He is a human male. But everyone has the same spectral form. You, however, are exactly the same. And Maggie, who is next to you, looks very excited. She's jumping up and down. She is flying in circles. And as she comes over to you to snuggle you, you for the first time feel Maggie in your arms.
Do we also see?
Yes.
You do see Maggie.
What is
Well,
that?
that explains a lot. Can
Does
I make
it?
an Arcana check to try to identify what it is?
You can.
Can you guys see her? This is Maggie.
I have a lot of questions.
Maggie is a
I have
quarry
little
spirit.
answers.
She's a
You-
what?
Well,
quarry spirit.
a quarry. I haven't seen one of these. I've never seen one in person. This is fascinating. I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Mage Hand to reach into my bag to grab my notebook, and start writing the notes down. But then realize my bag is probably not there because we're in a dream, and also I don't need to cast Mage Hand to grab things right now.
So your items are still with you. You still have a notebook and all of your possessions. They just look like hollow. Like you can see the outline of them and you can flip the pages and you can write on the pages, but everything to you, your body, your possessions, looks semi-translucent, almost as though you were some form of like aberration.
Does that mean that Corvus went there with a mustache and like 5 seconds after just
Oh my god! Could I feel my mustache being shaved in the other plane?
Corvus, as you're looking at Caesar going, oh my god, your jaw drops and all of your mustache starts falling off.
Like see the progression of it, like starting from one side, just going along.
I start feeling my face and just, oh, I'm gonna stab Oswald when I wake up.
Hey, you don't know that it was Oswald. Maybe
It was Oswald. He's hated the stash since I got it.
honestly, I have too, but I just never thought to say anything.
Okay, well, you're next.
The only other person that was there was a blind man. Who else is he going to blame?
Hey, I gotta look out for my homies. Tieflings gotta stick together, man.
Tieflings forever?
So I'm writing
Tieflings for
down in
life.
my notes. I'm writing down in my notes. Like I realize, wait, okay, no, I have hands now. I can just do this now. And I go to like write, and I'm like writing like chicken scratch because I'm not used to having actual hands. And I'm like, and I cast Mage Hand again and just write it with Mage Hand because I feel more comfortable writing it with Mage Hand.
Maggie starts snuggling up to you, getting all up in your green hair. And then she flies up and she has like a horn, like an elephant, and she goes as she goes up, and she's just like so happy to be able to have you like here and in her presence.
That's amazing.
I really want to think I'm going insane.
And I am
has
all
any of
over
the
this.
stuff- Has any of the stuff that we've experienced thus far, Corvus, made any sense? Why is
Well-
this any different?
No, you're conjuring demons in your sleep. Caesar's a human now. There's a little elephant that's apparently been bugging Aoife for the last God knows how long.
That
Yeah,
sleep
maybe I am
demon
losing.
incident. That sleep demon incident was an accident, and you know it.
And I think that this is a good place to end our session, just because I know what's gonna be waiting for you guys. So.
Also,
I
hopefully,
want to see more.
now that we're here, hopefully, if Alex can make it to next session, Alex will actually be able to play Orin.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
We shall see.
We
We shall see. We have plans in case that doesn't.
Cool.
But yeah.
All right.
But that was a great session, guys. Thank you for showing up.
Yeah, thank you for DMing.
My
Always.
side goal has been accomplished.
I'm livid.
What is
BBEG.
Oswald against mustaches?
Oswald's personal BBEG has been destroyed.
I've won. I'm quitting the campaign.
Campaign ended. Dave's character leaves campaign. Checkmate.
Yeah, free.
I
Can
win.
we, after we're done here, can we hop into like a separate call to discuss that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Caesar's a person now. Thing.
Oh boy.
That's wild. I really want Owen to just like come up behind Caesar and just like pat him on the head anyway, even though he's no longer a dog.
The other thing that I'd like to think is that he's like really tall. Like, even though like
7 foot.
you know, I mean, think about it. Like he's he's 3 in dog years, I think. Yeah, he's 3 in dog years, which makes him 21. So like he's like a young man, and he's like I feel like he's like this slender 6 foot something, like just like looks down at everyone, just like, oh, it's weird being this tall.
I'm not used to being a man.
For the first time in your life, you get to look down at people.
Oh, you get to
Physically,
literally look
not
down on
metaphorically.
people.
Like, literally
both
look
ways.
down.
Like,
I've always looked
Metaphorically,
down on
it's been happening a while.
Metaphorically, I've always looked down on people.
we love being inferior to a dog.
But now you know he's not a dog. He is.
Yeah.
He's a
I wonder
man.
if we got to
He is
find
a
a way to
cat.
get Caesar to go back to being a man on the material plane.
New
True
side objective.
polymorph.
Side goal.
Get
Side
my
goal.
man's
Become
body.
friends with the arch druid and
Bumpy.
True polymorph.
Indeed.
the truest polymorph.
What level are y'all right now?
6.
I was just.
Awesome.
But yeah, so that was the session. I'm gonna hop into a private call with Andrew real quick, and then I'm gonna get me some food because I has only had 4 chicken wings today.
And I'm
If that
clearly
goes
very
to that
tired.
meal, I
So
don't know what it is. Yeah. you
Have
need
a
to
good,
sleep, my friend.
sweet dreams, guys. Sweetest of dreams.
I hope I don't have a nightmare now about someone that I love being pulled into like black sludge.
That would be pretty
Hopefully-
horrible.
Bree, if I have a nightmare about that, I am calling you and we are gonna have words.
Hopefully,
Even if I'm at work.
hopefully you guys don't take that long because I don't think Oswald is gonna sleep.
All right.
Alright.
Well, bye, guys.
I will see you in
Bye.
the private call, Bree. So,
Mhm.
bye, everyone else.